All right, and we're back here at the Hampton 150 presented by 5-Star Realty Group. I'm Matt Egan with Ray Richard. This is our second time in this session. New server here, as you remember the first server, folks, if you were here for that. It didn't go over too well. We had some issues with that. But we will have this second one, and we will have a full race for you. And I'll tell you what, I hope you're ready for a great show. I know I am. I know you'll be watching this, unfortunately, after the real race, or after the race happened, as unfortunately we had some technical issues. And we can't bring it to you live, but we're watching it live. And we'll have this up as soon as the race completes, as soon as we can.
Well, with that being said, the qualifying laps are in, Matt. We just got a couple more minutes before they actually line up for the feature. Top of the rack, the number 9 of Jackson Lewis, and what I believe was that Pepsi machine. I think looked at that earlier. Qualifying at 16.600 flat. About the fastest guy almost in practice as well. Dante Curtis there in a 03 machine will qualify second on the outside of the front row. The third guy, all rookies, by the way, in this series. Mr. Klasinski there in the 16.662 lap. Took out third place. He'll start on the inside of the second row. We'll have the starting lineup here shortly. With that all being said, 33 entries tonight. 4 guys do go home. 30 guys do race. And one of the things you'll be witnessing is when pit does happen, they do share pits here. Only 19 stalls here at this Langley Speedway here in Hampton, Virginia. So guys do have to double up. So it's not a glitch. It's what they have to do to make sure they can get their cars in if they pit. These cars will last on fuel for well over 100 to 150 laps, and the tires should last just as long. So again, no tire changing, no fueling, depending if they got to get some some carnage wrecked, fixed. More than likely that's going to happen. This is short track racing as it is. And, Matt, we're looking in for a great race this evening.
Yeah, and looking through the drivers, the provisional drivers, it doesn't look like any of them are, it doesn't look like the 31st and 32nd place driver are the provisionals. So they will be on the go-home field. So we'll have 30 drivers here tonight. And it looks like Trevor Griffin will round out that field. Drivers starting to grid up now here at Langley.
Provisionals only top 15 drivers in points in the past part of the season. And here we go with our starting lineup on the inside of the front row. As I said before, the 09 of Jackson Lewis. Outside of him, Dante Curtis in a 03 machine. Inside second row, Mr. B. Kislinski. On the outside of him, Jeff Sternberg. Inside of third row, Jesse Womack in that 14 machine, that black Realty Max machine there ready to go tonight. Outside of him, 01 of Joshua Taylor. Inside of the next row, the 46 of Philip Martin. Outside of him, Justin Punell in that red 60 machine. Cody Hubert would actually take the 9th place spot, and rounding out your top 10 will be Bud Reidner in that 40 machine.
Yeah, Dustin Shepard and Gary Eschen in row 6. Row 7, you're going to be looking for David E. Knowles and Ryan Johnson. And Ryan Johnson, a rookie here. Jerry Stone, Jacob Heathcote, row 8. Jeffrey Mathias, and then Daryl Calder in row 9. Row 10, you're going to be looking for Russell Brown and Charlie Bragg. Row 11, Ryan Latch and Derek Whitford. Brad Taz Becker, Patrick A. Smith, row 12. And I'll let you take them through the rest of the field here, Ray.
Yeah, looking down through in the 24 spot, Patrick Smith in that 79 machine. A couple guys pulling over, looking like they're going to start in the back. Also, 25th place will start in the 13 machine of Vernon Woodward. And the number 10 of Jonathan Cross in the 26th place will start tonight. David Ganforth, who I used to run against in the old Domino's TYJ Racing League. Great racer. He's a rookie in this league, the number 75 machine, starting in 27th place. Len McNeese, one of the other guys from Domino's TYJ. Great guys to run with. The 84 orange machine coming around turn 4 right now. And with that being said, Kevin LaPointe in the 29th position, and Trevor Graff, another rookie, will round out the top 30.
Having some issues with our overlay. There we go. Got that fixed.
As you know before, I'm kind of horrible with names, but we try to keep up with things.
Yeah, pace car down. Here we go for the first time tonight. Green flag. We're racing. And it's the 03 taking us down through 1 and 2, coming down to the backstretch. They are side by side. midfield, that is.
Curtis, what a huge jump down to turn 2, down to 3 now. He's got a 2-car length lead over the 96 of that Keselowski machine. I'm saying that. Yellow flag is out.
First caution flag of the evening, and it comes early on. Looks like it might have been the 9, Jackson Lewis. No, it was not. Well, who was it then?
Still looking for it on my screen here, bud, too.
I see Philip Martin, the 46 car, slowed down on the bottom, but I don't believe he was it either.
I'm believing it was a lineup problem because I do see the admin was the one that threw the caution flag right now. So there is not a wreck at this point. Just kind of getting things lined up. We'll go back here live and get them lined up for a second shot at this.
Yep, that would make sense. Well, let's do it again. Dante Curtis will have another go at that restart in his 03 machine.
Now this counts as the number 1 touch of class auto body caution for the evening. That will obviously add up with this short track racing, we assume, because, again, these guys beat fenders left and right. With a field of 30 on just under a half-mile track, this is going to happen.
Yeah, that is for sure. We'll probably see a few yellow flags here tonight. Hopefully not too many. I don't think we're going to see a lot of cautions here, but maybe 3 or 4 probably, and this being the first one, I wouldn't even really count this one, as this one's more just a unfortunate
formality.
Result. Yeah.
Now, that all being said, iRacing this past week has actually introduced a tire model, new tire model. I believe these cars are involved in that. With that being said, the old model, you were able to pound on a lot of these tracks and a lot of these asphalt cars for a good 5 to 8 laps before the tire fall off. Not any longer. Basically, what it comes down to, real-world tires, when they're cold, there is no bite in them. So you have to heat these up. The first 5 or so laps of these tires, they're going to be very tight. And if they hit the throttle too loose, they're going to whip around out of the back and also loose off the corner. So these guys have got to keep these tires warm. As you see up front, Donnie Curtis there in his 03, he is swaying back and forth. That's called scuffing the tires for everybody that doesn't know. And he is trying to keep them nice and toasty. With a 96 machine behind him, I actually see glowing rotors on that 96 machine. He's keeping them brakes nice and warm as well. That also has an effect.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I'm looking at his rotors, and wow, they are on fire, it looks like. They look warm.
Now, I did take a test drive earlier, about 5 laps into it. Again, very, very not even neutral, just like you're driving on basically black ice. It's all over the place. As I say that, the caution lights are off on the pace car. We'll bring them around to the backstretch for the second start of the evening.
Yeah, I'll let you get this green here as the field looks pretty well settled out, ready to do battle here at Langley International. I was about to say the high banks of Langley. Well, they're not too high. The banking here, very minimal banking, nice little flat short track here as pace car goes down.
Keep an eye on that 0-3, green flag out. He's on a jump right off the bat. He's in control of the field. And again, out to a quick lead going down to turn 1, side by side behind him. Almost 3 wide there for a second as the 62 of Steve Burgeon took the advantage to take over that 3rd spot from the glowing rotors of the 96 Pepsi machine.
Oh, and we got one around. 45 car spins right round into the grass. And that's a result of hard racing. That is, I want to say Keselowski.
I keep saying the same thing.
And I know it's not probably pronounced Keselowski, so I do apologize if I say your name wrong. But we'll call you BK. Yeah, that's BK's car there. And you see the 00 right behind him just makes a little bit of contact, a little too hot going into that corner. And just right up on the grass, so really lucky there for the 45 car not to get a lot of damage. I just want to say, I love that paint scheme, by the way, the chromed out numbers. That thing looks good. But unfortunate, and look at those brake rotors. We should have our rotor cam. Longtime watchers of the American Sim Network will remember rotor cam. We should have that here for tonight.
Would have been a nice little shot, especially with that 96 machine, but I don't think it'd turn anything but red all night, even underneath the caution. Keeping the brakes warm, like I said before, does have an effect on the car. Adverse if not, but man, he's just kind of smoking them things this evening, and it's been under caution twice. Again, with our second caution of the evening, as I'm saying that, touch of class auto body second caution tonight. And again, hopefully this doesn't continue. Everybody's got different braking points, and that's obviously what happened during that last caution.
Yeah, and he just going to have to kind of come from the back to the front. He'll be able to do it probably, but that's a long climb. He's got 29 drivers here tonight. We're ticking away laps, and this is not what these drivers want. They don't want to be putting away the laps right now because we're putting them away under caution as opposed to doing it under green. Though the one driver that wants it, of course, that's going to be Dante Curtis, as he's just going to be able to keep leading laps.
Up back at the line, pace car lights are out. Here we get ready to go again. Oh, they called it off here for a moment. Not sure what the deal is. Pace car lights come back on.
Might be a lineup issue.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, there's a lot of guys, small track, still trying to fit them all on there. Guys tiring up their tires there. David Knowles there on the outside. Going to watch that 0-3 again. The 0-3 jumps it pretty hard, but he does have the control of the loud pedal.
Almost contact back there. I'm sorry to cut you off. Between 13 and the 20 as they were trying to line them up, and they'll go to 1 to green right here.
That last caution, as I was saying, everybody's got different braking points. One guy ahead of you might brake a little early, another one a little bit later, save the tires or whatnot. Some guys may pound down in there, and that's all it was basically a victim of circumstance for the 96 machine.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes this time. Hopefully a little bit smoother. Dante Curtis, again, expecting to see him get another good restart. He was great on our first 2 outings. Here tonight as pace car gets ready to hop down. We'll wait for him to drop, and there he goes back into his little hidey hole. And let's go, green flag, green, 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 and it's all Dante Curtis.
Knowles
Down
knew
into
what
1 and 2.
Knowles knew what was going to happen, so he tried to jump out there with him, but just wasn't there quick enough. On the inside of him, the 62 of Steenbergen taking that advantage of that low line. A little bit loose coming through there. Tires aren't warmed up
almost
totally
some contact, and I just saw a big wiggle out of Gary Eschen, that number 4 Monster Energy machine. He looked a little bit iffy there going through that corner. These guys, and the 12 cars through the grass. Skull Bandit machine. Try and get a camera on him. That is... I'm not sure. That is Charlie Bragg. Went through the grass there.
Able to save that car coming down through turn 2 as we see the 92, unfortunately, of Knowles lose another position to that number 4 of Gary Eschlin. Eschlin down to the bottom side, right to the bumper of the rear of Steenberger. Hill to the other side, down the front stretch. Try it again down in turn 1. Gets to the quarter, side by side they'll go. Down the back stretch, it's a drag race at 3.
Yeah, no short of action here tonight at Langley, and it'll be the 4 of Eschen gets that pass side by side behind them. J.P. Pinole, he's down on the bottom of that racetrack, the number 60 machine, and he gets by the 92 car. David E. Knowles looks like he might have something wrong with that car possibly. I don't know what's going on with him, but he is just dropping like a stone. It looks like there's no speed in that car, and Taz Becker now going to be coming to his back bumper here momentarily, going to be trying to get past him. But Dante Curtis, the man out front, led all 17 laps tonight, 10 of which under caution, but he's been clicking away at the green flag laps. Eschen, Sternberg, Panoa, Knowles, Becker, Taylor, Whitford, Johnson, and Smith round out your top 10. Patrick Smith, that number 79 car, looking pretty good right now.
Dante way out front right now, able to take and hold on to that lead for quite a ways. 5 car lengths separate him and that number 4 of Eschling. Now keep in mind, Gary had that car back in third about 2 laps ago. He is actually losing ground to the leader. Curtis just has that good line with that car. It's sticking all over the place. I was also watching that 92 of Knowles when he was getting shuffled back to the back here, now in 4th place. With no speed in that car, he was able to catch it back up to 4th place, hit the wall once in the backstretch, but able to continue on, keep it straight, and it seems like he's picked up the pace a little bit with that 92 machine.
Yeah, it looks like he's starting to get his stride back. Maybe he's cooled off the tires a little bit. I don't know. But he's definitely got something back, and it actually looks like he might be challenging for his position back from Panua there. That number 60 car might be under fire in just a moment.
Knowles used that outside line a lot all the way around the track, even through the turns. I know that slows you down, but it saves the tires for a short period of time. Panua right now under fire from that 92 machine. As he slips up the track, he actually gains a little bit behind him, the number 60 machine of Panua. Come down through turn 2, he'll go. Still trying to get up to Steenbergen in that 62 down to turn 3.
Yeah, we're going to go to the Taylor Motorsports onboard cam with the 92 as he tries to run down the number 60 car, J.P. Panul there.
Losing a little ground low in that corner. He'll go up towards the wall. Diamond in the track just like everybody around here. A little bit high through that corner, 3 and 4.
Battle for the lead. Let's go on board with Gary Eschen now. This is going to be a good one to watch here. He might put the bumper to Dante Curtis. A little bit early for that, but you look at that number for Monster Energy car. He's all over the back end of the 03. Little bit of contact there. Puts the 3 up just high enough. He'll slip his nose in. Will he make the pass? Yes, he does. New leader.
That allows the 62 to follow him through there. Steenbergen will take it down to second place there in the backstretch. Now challenging the leader at the same time. The 03 getting to the tail end of the 62. Steenbergen trying to hold on to that second place position.
Yeah, these drivers locked up under a blanket right now, the top 4. This is going to get dicey, but Gary Eschen, will he be able to charge a path? It'll be interesting to see. He's got things locked up pretty good. Look at those brake rotors. You caught a glimpse of that going into 3. Look at it going into 1. Those are lit up. You could melt an egg on that.
Panul to the back end of the 03. Now behind him, Knowles, which is over a second behind him, is just waiting for these guys to wreck ahead of him to take over that top spot. Unfortunately, it looks like they're on a dance course right now, straight as an arrow. A few of them taking a little bit of a higher line through turn 1. But right now, that 04 of Echelon way the heck out front. At least 3 car lengths over second place of Steenbergen.
Well, we're going to go to a bit of a wider cam for a second because I tell you what, you look at what I see. Do you see what I see? I see lap traffic, not even a corner ahead. This is going to make things very interesting to watch. We're only 30 laps into this race, and I tell you what, I think everyone's on the edge of their seats right now. This race barely getting started.
Steenbergen's taking it down through again, gaining another car length that last couple laps. But like you said, bud, he's looking towards that lap traffic up ahead of him. That's going to cause a factor here very shortly. I think that bumper is going to be used a couple more times before this night's over with.
Yeah, you're going to see the chrome horn put to some of these guys. I think this is where you might potentially see another caution flag here tonight, is when we get into this lap traffic. The leaders are going to be racing each other. Let's not forget, the lap cars are probably going to give way to the leaders, but they're still racing themselves for position.
First victim right now looks to be the 75 of David Ganforth. He's catching him pretty easy. Ganforth using that second line down through 1 and 2. Seeing if he can get out of the way. He'll be up by the wall. Let him down through. No, not just yet. He'll be down in the grass. The same time that 84 of Len McNeese. There he goes. Lets him by that 4 down the third groove right now. Getting by Ganforth with ease. 62 with the challenge right now to him, though, in second place spot. He's going to try to catch him. Steenbergen right in his tire tracks down through 3.
Yeah, and looks like lap traffic just giving way as they should be at the moment. Oh, might be a little bit of contact there. That was risky, but they got through it. And look at the 03, Dante Curtis. He's got a lot of traffic to work through now.
Curtis losing positions as we speak. Of course, McNeese out of the way there. That 84 machine going up the track, allowing him to go through at the same time. The 60 is right behind him in the track. 2 positions right now, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All 2 battles actually happening on the track. And again, that number 92 of Knowles still sitting back there in 5th place position with no challenge to him, with the exception of Taz Becker. The 27 machine will take it low. He'll try to get to the back bumper. He was close to him a couple times 2 laps ago, but hasn't changed much right now for that 5th place position.
Yeah, Becker's got a good car, but I don't think he's just good enough to get by the 92. I think, but with this lap traffic, if one of the lap cars, if he can use one of the lap guys as a pick, that might actually work in his favor. But Gary Escher picking off laps led right now. We'll go about mid-pack. We got a good battle for position. Look at these guys. They're bottled up under each other. This is quite exciting. I'm looking at the 20, Cody Hubbard. And right in front of him, you got the 84, the 69, the 46. This is very close.
Everybody's pretty much breaking their break points, pick their breaking points at this point in time. Single file behind the leader, as we can see a few challenges, though. That 69 of Dustin Shepard will go to the outside, allowing that lower line open for the 46 of Philip Martin. Shepard, though, closing the door as he goes down through 3, comes down to the front stretch. The 138 high in front of him, alongside that 14 of Jesse Womack, both rookies in this series, able to take nice clean racing down the backstretch. Again, Dustin Shepard taking that advantage with the 138 high, taking over another place. That'll be your top 10.
A little bit of contact there between them, and that lap car is going to help Dustin Shepard, the 75 machine. And yeah, it does. Oh, 3 wide now. That's going to be risky here.
Short track racing, 3 wide. 2 things that don't exactly mix, but it can make it happen.
They mixed
just
well
like
enough right there.
138 of Ryan Johnson outside of the 79 now of Patrick Smith. Smith able to take the low line. It looks like 138 is just giving up a whole bunch of positions here, not able to get back to that bottom side, and everybody taking advantage of that. The next car right now in line of that is 26 of Darrell Calder. He'll take and touch him just coming down through turn 4, able to take over that position. They'll still be door-to-door going down through 2.
Look at that 40 car there. Bud Reidner looking to get by Derek Calder, and he went in a little bit hot last time and actually upset his car just a little bit, but not enough to get himself loose or around. But he had a little bit of a wiggle out of it, and he's diving in deep going into these corners.
Right behind him, that number 9 of Jackson Lewis. Keep in mind, Lewis qualified up in the top. In fact, he qualified on the pole position, decided to start in back, and he's just making his way up through the field. I think this is just a fun night for him.
Yeah, and one thing to note, look at that 40's brake rotors on the straightaway. They don't cool off. He's keeping them red hot the entire way around. That shows how aggressive he's being, driving it into that corner. He's trying to carry as much speed as possible. He wants to get by the number 26 of Derek Calder.
One of the things with these brake rotors, of course, they keep their brakes on there. They're trying to adjust it and trail brake it, as they call it, going down to the corners to scrub off some speed to be able to make the turn. But with that being said, in the real world, there's brake fade. iRacing, I do not believe, has built that in yet, so they can make these things glow as hot as they want.
You know, I wonder about that. I kind of think they do simulate it to an extent. At least I think they do on some cars, but I don't know.
Well, I can tell you, I've never held the brakes as long as these guys have, so I don't honestly know the answer to that.
If we get a caution, we'll ask one of them.
With that being
said,
I
say that, and the 26 of Calder, I didn't mean I wanted one.
Number 3, touch of class auto body caution of the night. Involved in that, the 26 machine of Darrell Calder. We'll take a look back at that in a replay.
That's a result of Bud there just kind of going in a little bit deep, and you saw that, Ray. Watch how Bud goes into turn 1 trying to get by Calder. It looks like he just kind of had enough of trying to pass him. Dove it in way hot under the apron and just kind of nudged him a little bit too hard. Got the number 9 involved, and that's just a result of short track racing under the lights.
Well, with short track racing, one advantage right now to Vernon Woodard in that 13 machine. When they braked and that caution happened, he was able to pick up one position. That'll bring him up to the 13th spot. Back in 14th is where he was when all this happened. So able to get by a few guys on the outside where nobody was. That'll give him the advantage again, heading towards that top 10 with the 13 machine. Again, now in the 13th position.
Yeah, and we'll see how things play out. We'll take a quick break. And we'll be right back on the American Sim Network.
All right.
Back live here on the American Sim Network. And it looks like a lot of drivers went down pit lane, potentially for fuel, potentially for tires. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. Looks like Patrick A. Smith with just under 100 laps to go.
Yeah, with that being said, Echelon there, our leader, potential actually past leader. Echelon there in the number 4 machine is back in the 10th spot. He was one of the guys that take tires and fuel on pit road. Apparently, I didn't realize you could do that with these street stocks here, and that's not a bad thing because we're going to watch a lot of these guys from center on up. Like, for example, the 0-3 of Curtis, who was our leader for quite a while there, started on the outside of the front row tonight. He's in 7th place position. He has got fresh, well, Hoosiers at this point on that car. As we say all that, our new leader, Patrick Smith in the 79, will bring it down behind the pace car in turn 4.
Yeah, green flag, we're racing. Good start there by Patrick A. Smith. They rock it down 1 and 2.
And Reidner, the one that actually tapped the ass end of the 26, rear end I should say, is now up in 2nd place spot and chasing down the leader as we speak. Behind him, the 60 machine was one of the guys that came in, Penuel, as well as Curtis on the inside. They have fresh tires. They are coming to the front as we talk.
Yeah, look at that. They're 3 wide. Look at the 62 goes up the middle. 27 as well with the 19 and the 9. They are 3 wide here at Langley Motor Speedway. That is Taz Becker up the middle, and I don't know how, but they are making it work.
That was almost 4 wide there with Eschling, but he was not able to stick his nose in there going down to turn 3. Still 2 wide in the 69 and 27.
They're making it work here at Langley. Look at this. Oh, the 60 car's gone around. They
one of the guys with fresh tires able to save it there.
They all save it. Oh, my man.
And we got a fan that is going to take a cone home this evening for themselves. With that all being said, back up to the number 62 of Steenberger. Steenberger to the outside with fresh tires at 14. Drops down out of the way. Walmack will take and allow the field to go by. Something's wrong with that machine. He'll pull into the pits. Looks like he may have a low right front tire. Can't tell from here.
Yeah, he's got a tire. I think it's a tire. Yeah, I think he got a tire down. Looks. Yeah,
that is a new thing.
Front.
Yep, that is a new thing in the build. Just FYI, right near the one again that unfortunately was involved in that caution is now out front. Curtis behind him with fresh tires, jamming that 0-3 to the bottom side.
Right in there, almost some contact.
Not able to make it done, but he's got plenty
Look at the
of time.
62. I'm sorry to cut you off there. I'm sorry to cut you off. The action on this track is just, I mean, you know how it is. Oh, we got a big crash. Big crash at the front.
I think Dante actually was just kind of trying to get around him and decided to try to move him without fresh rubber, not able to hold on to it. Bud Reidner will unfortunately take a spin for a number 4 touch of class auto body caution.
Yeah, well, don't forget Philip Martin. He got involved in that. That 46 car couldn't get slowed up enough and spun out along with the 40. We're 62 laps into this race, and man, I don't know if I've ever seen something that exciting.
Watching that right now, yep, I see exactly what you're talking about. The 03 and the 20 unfortunately played pinball with the 46 of Philip Martin. Martin just nowheres to go. He hit the brake, hit the rear end of the 03, and then got rear-ended by the 20, and that took him out and spun him to the infield as well. That'll bring him back to the 16th position, and we'll see where he runs back up.
Someone down pit lane, I didn't catch the car number. I think looks like the 79 might have a tire down as well.
Donnie Curtis was, again, our leader early. 0-3 machine. He's in getting fresh rubber again. He was in the last caution as well. Left side of the car goes up as we're watching him down in the front. Again, outside front row qualifier. He was in first for a while. He'll come back out. Fresh tires are the key, it looks to be, here to get through the field.
Yeah, I think he had a left front down. The nose of that car was down very far. So that's what 2 drivers we've seen tonight that have both had tire failures and in a very short run.
One of the things we tested the other night with these new tires, we were at Talladega, just an FYI, in a couple different vehicles. And what ended up happening was if you were running a normal race, they would, wear normally. If you skid the car out, it literally takes rubber off the tires now. And I'm thinking like that's what happened. Yes, sir.
Just like how it does in real life. You spin out, you run the risk of blowing up. And that's why I'd be worried if I was that 40 car. He spun out good, and he's still in second, I would imagine. I'm not saying he's going to have a tire failure, but I'm saying I'd be careful.
Well, it's happened twice tonight by guys in unfortunate circumstance, and like you just said, with that 40 with those old tires, I do not believe he's been in the pit as of yet.
No, he's still second.
Still up there in that second place spot, and we still have well over half of this race to go yet, Matt.
Yeah, this is a second time he's had the opportunity to pit, and he hasn't, so I'm just kind of worried about that with him being right up there at the front of the field. We'll see how that plays out.
Double up down here in the front stretch.
Lights
Pace
are
car,
out.
lights go out.
At 20 car will lead us to the green. That's Cody Hubbard. Bud Reidner next to him. And Sternberger. Apologies if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but with a fantastic run, gets himself up to fourth place, and I'll let you get the green here, Ray.
Appreciate it. They're actually calling that off right now because of the fact of a lineup in the back. Not a big issue. Pace car lights back on. Bring him down through turn 4. That Bud Reidner, keep an eye on him, as well as that 62 of Steenbergen behind him. Steenbergen, we'll get that out. I hope I don't make these guys feel bad by slaughtering their names.
We're going to get
badly.
like an angry mob after us once they see this.
Well, they live up by, we all live up by Matt, so we'll go that route. Well, by the way, with this all being said, that 69 of Dustin Shepard, he started 11th. He has come from the back to the front. He is right now inside of third row. I believe he has fresh tires from the previous caution. As we say that, we'll bring him down the back stretch down through turn 3. Our pace car will be pulling off here shortly. Watch that 40. Now, keep in mind, the 20 of Hubbard has control of the field. Green flag's out. Reidner right there with him, not able to keep up, but going down to the low side. He'll be blocked by the 62 right now. Steenbergen able to hold him off, pushing him back to third. The number 9, though, unfortunately, nowheres to go at this point. The 69 of Shepard right on the rear end of Bud, trying to push that car around to get around him now down through the front stretch.
That 40 car's off the pace, and I'm wondering if he might have a flat spot on one of his tires, just the way he's worn that thing out.
Very possible of that.
He's well slow.
Jackson Lewis on the outside, able to hold that line up in the second groove. No speed with it, though. Right close to the wall by the start-finish line. The 69 of Dustin Shepard to the bottom side, still trying to get around him, but that 40 seems to be holding him up on the inside line.
Yeah, Dustin Shepard, last season's champion and winner at 5 flags, trying to go 2 for 2. We're closing in on 50 laps to go, so he's got a little bit of a ways to figure that one out.
And keep an eye, too, on that number 4 of Gary Echelon. Echelon to the outside of that 69. Still fresh rubber on that car, again from the previous caution. Able to shoot down there through turn 3. Keep it even with him.
Contact between him and the 69, yeah. Oh, looked like that Superflow car, Cole Trickrell throwback. 27, that's Taz Becker. Almost ran around. He saved it, though.
Second save of Becker for the night. As we look up a little bit further, these guys 2 by 2. Side by side, Bud still holding his own, diving that car down to the inside, still able to hold that inside line, but shooting back to the outside is Echelon. Echelon door-to-door down the back stretch to turn 3. Echelon now able to take over that spot at the start-finish line. Not able to clear him right yet. Right close, but he'll take it. Down through turn 2, forcing the issue. Now holding up to 69. Bud Reidner is still not on the pace with this whole car, but still able to hold on to that place. Again, just seems to be holding up that whole inside line.
Yeah, and you look at these guys right now. They're not going to be patient with him much longer. Look at the 69 giving him a little bit of a nudge, saying, hey, I want that spot, and you're either going to move or I'll make you move.
Chrome Horn engaged down through turn 4, nudges him twice, still able to hold on to it. Down through turn 1, he will go. They're going to try to tap him again. One more to the inside, to the left rear fender.
And, oh boy, yeah, this is going to get ugly. Well, you know what they say, first nudge is the warning, second one is the first nudge is the friendly gesture, second one's the warning, and the third one's the dump.
Beating and banging with these street stocks here at Langley. Door-to-door down through turn 2 again. Able to hold the Superflow car.
And he's going to try and get his quarter panel there. Bud Reidner not wanting to give up that spot, that 40 SD chassis machine.
You get on the outside line, there's just no speed for you, especially with war tires. Yeah, 10-4. Just 2 by 2 there. Bud's unfortunately being in the whole confliction there between those guys. Now holding up the outside line of the 60 of Penuel. Penuel, I don't know if he'll put the bumper and make it 3 wide, but that'll give the advantage of the 13 of Woodward, which we talked about earlier. He was up there in 13th place, now in the top 10 with that 13 machine during the caution again about 3 times ago.
Yeah, that 60 car is going to look like he'll get to his inside, and this is going to be the problem for the 40. He's stuck on the outside now, and nowhere to go, no way to jump to the bottom. He's going to get freight train.
Back out front, Cody Hubbard there in that 20 car, able to hold off the 62 of Steenbergen. Now keep in mind, Steenbergen right up there in the top 5 on the restart, was able to hang with him. Caution is out for the next time.
And, well, it looks like Dante Curtis, unfortunately, might have been the unlucky one.
Touch of Class Auto Body caution number 5.
Dante Curtis making contact. Well, who do you get? Oh, no, it wasn't. He was collateral damage.
Looks to be with the 12 here. Let me get my camera on him. Charlie Bragg,
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Looks like Bragg just got into the wall.
Yeah, Bragg got a little bit of help from the 92 and Knowles there, giving him a door shove into the wall, and unfortunately down the track he came, collecting the 0-3 at the same time of Curtis. That'll bring out, again, the number 5 caution of the evening.
Yep. A little bit of help there. Cody Hubert, your race leader, though. Well, let's talk to one of these drivers under caution. How about we talk to our 40 car, Bud Reidner, who looks like for the first time tonight he'll decide that the best course of action is going to be to get some tires. Can't disagree with him there. Tires are important. Bud, have you got a copy on us?
What's happening?
Well, man, you've been putting on a great show for us here tonight. How's that car been holding up?
Oh, not too bad. I didn't take tires the first time, and I probably should have, and put 2 on now. We're going to try to go to the end on these, so we'll see what happens.
Well, you know, you got very interesting racing style. What's the strategy? Just get to the front and stay there? What's your plan?
Well, we got to make it to the end first. I mean, that's always a big ticket, is get the thing all the way to the end. But, you know, we'll just kind of ride around here and try to pick off a few more under the next green flag here and see if we can get ourselves back in the top 5. So I might have screwed myself not getting the first time, but I had to get the track position. So.
All right. Well, anyone you want to thank, sponsors, that kind of thing, before we let you go back down?
Yeah, I thank my wife for putting the kids to bed so I can be down here playing video games.
All right. Well, thank you to talk to us. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
What channel do you go back down to real quick?
Cheeseheads.
10-4.
Good team right there, Cheeseheads. Another NFL reference.
And as we get ready to double them up, I'm assuming we'll probably get another lap out of this.
I think they have a claim it deal tonight, and for most of these leagues, what they do is if you think you cause a caution, you can claim it, get sent to the back. If not, they'll review it later on, and they'll give you a penalty if needed. But that being said, Charlie Bragg in that number 12 machine, we obviously seen him get a little bit of help bouncing off the wall from the 92, but he was given an ELL penalty. He'll start at the rear of the field on this restart.
Yeah, you know, I think it's just a lot of these cautions, in my opinion, chalk it up to just short track racing. Drivers racing hard, that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, but that's one thing I do love. I love myself some good short track racing. These guys are putting on a killer show this evening with all that.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I'll let you get the green here, Rick.
Absolutely. Pace car pulls off. Watching on that 20 of Cody Hubert. He'll take a jump just as the pace car pulls off and get one heck of a run down through turn 1. Flash bulbs in the stands goes off at the number 4 of Echelon to the inside. He'll take it down the backstretch, holding off the 62. He'll able to make the pass going down to turn 3. Gives the advantage to the number 9 of Lewis. Lewis will try to get there himself to take over the top 3rd spot.
Yeah, right now, Echelon trying to get back to the lead, and, you know, he led a lot early. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets back to the lead in the next few laps. It looks like he's got a lot of speed out of this car here tonight.
Steenbergen not having any of that. He's in the 3rd spot right now, holding off the number 9 of Lewis. He's getting back to that tail of that number 4. Keep an eye on this battle. He looks to the inside, not able to get him down through turn 2. It'll pull the car high a little bit in the second groove coming off of turn 2. Back down, he'll shove it down there to turn 3. 1/4 of a car length back to the number 4 of Gary Echelon.
Yeah, look at Gary Echelon. He's got a good run right now. Look at the 62 of Jeff there. Also pretty impressive run out of him. And the 9 car, Jackson Lewis, was the pole sitter here, and he's finally worked his way back to the front of the field. Is it enough time? Well, who's your pick to win tonight with just 60 laps to go?
Aggressive drivers, and they're all good at it getting back to the front. I'd almost have to say that number 4 machine is my pick right now, Gary Echelon. He's been back down to the mid-teens, all the way back up to the top 3, and he was out of the front here at the beginning and just doing a fantastic job right now in second place. Who do you got, Matt?
Well, I don't want to pick the same driver as you, but I'm inclined to agree. But for the interest of keeping things, well, interesting, I'm going to go with the 62 car. I just like the way he's racing. He's got speed. He's got everything. Just got to get the opportunity now.
into those corners too, and he keeps it to the bumper, that number 4 machine ahead of him. As he goes down through the back stretch, he'll come down to turn 3. As you watch his left front fender, it overlaps that yellow line between turns 3 and turns 1 every time he goes into the corners.
Yeah, that it does, and I think that's kind of his secret. He just gets a little bit extra speed out of it, being able to diamond the corner better than everyone else, and he's just got a lot of speed there. He just got to be able to use it.
I'm going to look at on his car right now coming down to the front chute. His glowing rotors are not there until he hits the brake going into the corner. So he's one of these guys that let the car ride a little bit longer. They're not holding the brake all the way around. I hear the wreck. Number 6 caution of the evening.
Yep. Top class caution. And David Knowles.
Looks to be the 92 of David Knowles. We'll get the replay up.
Looks like he might have gone around all by himself on that one. Yes, he did. Into the outside wall. And just spun himself. Unfortunate for David Knowles there to get involved in that.
Now, a half a lap before with that 92 of Knowles, I was just looking at that. He did have a grab of the back wall going down the back chute just before he come out of turn 4. And obviously the same thing happened on the front. Almost looked like he was just running too hard and it shoved himself down to the exit of pit lane there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't cut down his tire, though, the way he hit that wall.
Car seems to still be in one piece. He'll be able to take and pick that back up, get some repairs done. Again, number 6 caution, touch of class auto body this evening.
Actually, it might have taken out the tire.
Well, we'll see what he's got here.
The way he puts that down.
Looks like our lucky dog tonight, 03. Let me see.
Yep, that's Dante Curtis.
Curtis.
Touch of class caution.
Again, top 5 most of the night, got shuffled back. Right now it looks to be restarting in the 19th position, but able to get a lap back. First guy in the lead lap. Right now will be the 92 of Knowles, obviously, which is the one that caused the caution. He'll still be on the lead lap, but because he pitted, he'll have to start at the tail end of the longest line.
Well, Cody Hubred, still your race leader, and we'll have about 50 laps to go when we go green. What do you expect in these final 50? So far, we've had, 6 cautions tonight, and we've had 6 lead changes. What do you expect to see? Another yellow?
Well, I mean, this is short track racing, Matt. Of course, I've called a couple yellows earlier, and I kind of figured we'd have more right now, but these guys are doing a fantastic job keeping these things straight and keeping their patience in check. But keep in mind, like you just said, 50 laps to go here in about another, one more time around, it'll be 50 laps exactly ready to go. These guys are not going to have patience very long, so keep in mind when we get down to about 30, maybe even 20 laps, short track racing, short tempers start to flare.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I definitely think we're going to see a lot more lead changes as well. That I think is going to probably see even more lead changes in this second half with drivers getting more aggressive.
Pace car lights are off. Caution is off. We're relining back up. I believe they may throw the caution flag one more time like they do on every restart to get these guys lined back up. We'll keep an eye out for that.
Well, I'll let you get the green here. 50 laps to go when we take it.
10-4. Down the backstretch we go. Watch that number 4 to hit the throttle just at the same time as that number 20 of Hubred. I'll try to do Hubred. I think that's what it is. And here we go. Pace car off. Green flag in the air. I was wrong, but the number 4 shoves his way down in the front of 62, but he'll have none of that. Door to door right now down through turn 2. They'll touch in the back fender on the right front of the 62 as well. They'll fall in line right now, go down to 3rd, but the 62 way to the bottom side, right on the grass, trying to get to that inside line to take over the 2nd place spot.
Yeah, he knows his best shot at it was to go right then at the green, and he had to go for it. Wasn't able to make it happen, but man, did he go.
He's just shoving it down there, turns 1, turns 3. Keep an eye on that 62 yellow machine of Steenberger. He is to the outside now, jamming it back down in, able to come to the bumper, and again, another caution out on a speedway.
And I think it was, Patrick Smith, maybe?
Taking a look here.
I think Patrick Smith, we're on board with him, and yep. Patrick Smith spun around on the Taylor Motorsports onboard camera.
Taking a look at him on my screen right now. Get a little help from the 19, but again, he did jam it down in front of him, so unfortunately, he got himself a little bit of spin, put himself up against the wall. That'll bring him into the pits. They'll tow him back, and we'll re-rack this field for the number 7th caution tonight of the Touch of Class Auto Body Caution.
Yep, and unfortunate for Patrick Smith and that the whole Comfort Wipe team, and on the list of things I thought I'd never say on broadcast, there's one. But, hey, a sponsor's a sponsor.
Hey, man, the way I look at it, if we can get their name out there, well, I'll be glad to put it out there.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
With that being said, keep in mind this is brought to you by 5 Star Realty Group, LLC. This is presented tonight for the Shut Up and Race Hampton Heat 150. They've also got a couple more of them on here. I see Kelly's Custom Engraving, BSR Paintworks, again, Touch of Class Auto Body, Taz Motorsports, Extreme Scene TV, which is obviously who we're filling in for this evening.
Yeah, and speaking of 5 Star Realty Group, they have a listing in Panama City Beach, Florida. I wish I could pull up the picture. Unfortunately, I don't have the picture. But it is a townhouse, an 8-minute walk to the sand and surf. There's one of 11 swimming pools right across the suite from the unit, or the one beachside located just across Front Beach Road at the clubhouse for the resort, and a bunch of other amenities. So if you're in the Panama City Beach area in Florida and you're looking to move into a community such as that, check out 5 Star Realty Group. Great group of guys, and they'll be able to fit you with the right home.
7 cautions this evening. We're over 100 laps of the 150, obviously. 107 is what we're on right now. With that all being said, you know, I hate to say the old cliche of cautions breed cautions, but again, patients are going to be wearing thin. And as you were saying that, if you watch that 62, that Jeff Steen version, he just likes to shove that nose underneath that 4. Now, keep in mind, on this restart, he tried it last time, and the 4 blocked him. They did touch fenders, but he was able to hold on to that second-place spot, and he will try again.
Yeah, right now, Cody Hubbard getting ready to bring him to the green once again. Just under 50 to go.
Hubbard ready with that loud pedal. We'll turn around, bring our pace car off the track. He hits it before the green. He has control. Out he goes in front. And that 62 gets to the bottom side this time. Able to take and bring him way up the track. The number 4 gets a run, though, off of turn 2. Able to hold off the number 9 of Jackson Lewis. Lewis on the bumper of the 4, but now to the inside in turn 3.
Yeah, and it is single file all the way for the most part. Look at the 9, though, of Jackson Lewis. He looked to the inside. I guess Lewis wanted it. And we got a slow car. We got a very slow car. And that'll actually, I think, be our caution. I think he's nursing. Yeah, he's nursing a tire.
Yeah, I'm believing that's what it is. What it is the admins threw that caution flag because of the slow car. We understand that. That'll bring us to our number 7th, I believe, caution. Touch of the class, auto body caution of the evening.
Yeah, that was David Gainforth in that beautiful retro Cartoon Network Hanna-Barbera machine. And watch what happens. Now, I don't know if he lost the tire before or after the contact with the 138. But watch what happens here. Goes into turn 1. And actually, I think he lost the tire right as he made contact. And just spins out, locks up that wheel. And once he gets rolling again, of course, that tire is completely flat.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that. Kind of see it on my screen. It almost seems like his brakes locked up, like he had a problem of some sorts and then blew the tire. But again, I could be wrong reading that myself from here.
But yeah, the right front tire, whatever the cause, that right front tire went down, and that's just complete. That's real unfortunate for him on that restart. And yeah, you can see them just rolling around under caution there, no tire. Well, hopefully he'll be able to bring that in the pits, get that fixed. Doesn't look like he's hit the pitch yet. Or has he, and I just haven't seen it.
20 cars now on the lead lap. 138 of Ryan Johnson able to pick up that lucky dog with that retro Earnhardt paint scheme of good wrench service with Taz on the hood there. That actually is pretty sharp little street stock there, bub.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at that. Yeah, the 138 car. Beautiful looking car. I have a diecast of that car. No, it's the Coca-Cola car, but I do like that paint scheme. I like the picture of Dale Jr. and Sr. at I think it's Bristol, where they're side by side with that car.
Yeah, some of the memorable paint schemes way back when you didn't think they would be, and nowadays they're collectibles.
Right now, 114 laps into this race. And the million-dollar question, what do you think's going to happen next?
Well, you've asked me it before, and I'm going to answer again. I think there's going to be a couple more cautions myself, to be honest with you. I think these chrome bumpers are going to take and get chrome horns, chrome bumpers, whatever you want to call them, are going to be worked out here in a little while. With that being said, that number 9 lines up on the inside line behind the 20, and that impatient 62 of Jeff Steenburgen there, just, man, I shouldn't say it that way, but he is just on it. He is ready to go. He shoved underneath the number 4, and again, Gary Ashland right behind him. Will Gary take the bumper to the 62 now that he has an opportunity? Down the backstretch, we crawl, waiting for the pace car to pull off. Again, Cody was able to hit that throttle pretty quick last time. They got to wait for the pace car to be totally off the track. Green flag in the air. He'll hit the throttle. The number 9 follows him through of Lewis onto the inside of 62, blocking Steenburgen to take it home. They'll bump corners down through
Looks
turn
like
2.
3 wide for a moment. The 4 car looked in the middle. Didn't make it happen, though.
He backed off when he saw that 3 wide. Steenburgen there able to hold on the outside. It looks like the 69 of Shepard has joined the party there in that beautiful, well, basically National Guard machine to the inside of the 62 of Steenburgen. Steenburgen losing another position down the back chute.
Yeah, and, you know, you want to talk about cars that you don't think would be iconic and one day will. I want to say Dale Jr.'s National Guard car, any of them really will be. And, you know, you look back, 2008 was over 10 years ago, and, you know, that kind of thing. And we got another caution. Touch of class caution flag out. Once again, Kevin LaPonte. And the 14 car, looks like the 14 car had something massively go wrong. And another tire. The 14 had a tire failure. And watch what happens here. The 14, it looks like that makes contact there with another car. Loses the tire as well. And the 105 caught up as collateral. You made contact with the 44.
Fortunately, LaPointe, wrong place, wrong time. Again, this is a new build in iRacing. These blown tires are going to become common with the short track racing because a lot of guys will not take and pit, and they think they can make it to the end, but they're just wearing these things right down.
Yep. Well, it's a product of hard racing, and that's the problem, though, is you're going to get situations like that where you knock out a tire every once in a while.
Now, I'm not giving up on my pick, Matt, by the way, of the number 4. Actually, I say that, and he's going through the grass for some reason. I believe he is exiting the sim.
Yeah.
Planning to get towed.
Yep, you're right.
Well, there goes my pick for the evening, which is...
Yeah, I was about to say, your pick is, is unfortunately exited stage left.
Some sort of emergency he had to attend to because somebody dropping out of a race like this is just something that don't usually happen. As we see the 75 of Ganforth getting his lap back there, he'll be the lucky dog. Well, actually, no, he will not be. LaPointe would have been. He's still on the lead lap. It looks like Echelon's dropped out. Looks like David Knowles, the 92 machine, will be our lucky dog this evening on the 8th touch of class caution.
Well, we'll see how it all plays out here in the remaining laps of this race. I mean, I'll tell you what, I wasn't expecting that to happen.
Negative, sir, negative. I couldn't believe that was happening as I was announcing it. Now, here's what I'm thinking is going to go down. We watch that number 20 of Huber trying to keep that thing out front, that white machine up front. Jackson Lewis on the outside is going to start on the outside of the front line, but behind him, again, that 62 of Steenburgen. Been really tough all night long, keeping that car in the top 5 and not afraid to use that front bumper. I keep saying the front bumper, but trust me, short track racing, temper's going to flare. Things are going to happen. Here we go, line them up, double wide. Pace car lights will be off at the start-finish line. Getting ready to throw green again for the 9th time this evening.
Yep, and again, I'll let you get it here as we're just getting ready to go back to green. Not a lot of racing left here tonight.
Dustin Shepard warming up them tires a little bit in the front. Needs to do that. Got to keep him hot under caution. One of the guys that we haven't talked about at all right now, Trevor Graffam in that 47 machine, starting back and let's see, 4 rows deep on the inside. He's come out of nowhere. As we say that, they slow up. Pace car is pulling off. Green flag in the air. Hubbard with a heck of a jump on the outside of him, though. The 9 falls down behind him, going down to turn 1. Tries to jam it to the inside, not able to get there. The 62 of Steenbergen holding on to the 3rd place spot. Able to take it low right now. 1, 2, 3, pulling away from the top 4. We got a car down the inside. I say that. Trevor Graffam in that 47. He'll be bumped by the 27 going through the grass.
Oh, caution flag.
That looks like it was all on the 47 there. Big old wreck parking lot over there in turn 3.
Yeah, that is cars upside down. I mean, yeah, look at the 47 going through the grass. Contact with the 03, contact with the 27, contact with a whole lot of drivers.
What it looked like, it began down in turn 1. That 47 was challenging the 13, kind of going for it. They touched doors. He got loose, went right down through the grass, and unfortunately just came up right in front of the whole crowd and took out a whole bunch of cars. That'll cause our 9th touch of class auto body caution for this evening.
That's going to be a lot of angry drivers right there.
And it looks like the 44 machine of Derek Whitford almost did a horizontal flip after he rolled a bunch of times here.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's not good. That's a lot of drivers that are going to be out of this race now because of that.
Yeah, unfortunately, just looking right now, Donnie Curtis with a comment, 47 spun the grass, back across the track. Unfortunately, the word is creamed me, and unfortunately that is exactly what he did to a whole bunch of drivers there.
Well, you know how it goes at the end of these races. Drivers start getting a little bit antsy, and you get things like that.
It looks like on the restart of this, if we have about 3 laps more time around, we're going to have 20-lap shootout on a short track event. This is going to be nothing but door banging, slamming, everybody trying to get to that front. And, man, that frickin' 20 of Cody is in the catbird seat. He's just going to hold on for dear life, keep that car to the bottom, and try to block for all it's worth.
So 129 laps in tonight, and we're closing in on just 20 to go here.
Not a lot of glowing rotors there, Matt. Kind of keep an eye on the track. Everybody's just keeping them tires warm more than the brakes, obviously. Brakes are already warmed up, ready to go. A lot of heat don't dissipate from them, even under caution, because you're not spinning them very fast. With that being said, obviously the 47 of Trevor Graffam, he'll take and get a EOL penalty to be put back to the end of the field. Unfortunately, I'm hoping this doesn't end a lot of guys' nights, but hopefully able to get back out there. As we're talking, Bud Reidner, we talked about him earlier. Old Tires able to take him on. He starts the inside of the 4th row. He's got a shot at this, Bud. My number 4 is out of it. Curtis, unfortunately, had to leave, but keep an eye on that 40 to fight his way back up through the field.
Yeah, it should be exciting to watch. I'll get you with the green here. Pace car down and green flag. And Cody wasted no time stepping on that gas.
Lewis did not spend any time either, just trying to keep his foot in the throttle. Takes over that 2nd spot, gets it to the bottom of the track with a challenge of Steenbergen right in his tire tracks. Everybody right now seems to be with the same line, falling in place, getting things settled. All but the 13 in the back of Woodward. Woodward shuffled to the outside. Unfortunately, no able to get to the bottom just yet. Reidner right to the inside of him, trying to take over what seems to be the 7th place position.
A little bit of a ping-pong game there for a second. It was at the front of the field. They were beating and banging. And it is side-by-side Vernon Woodard with the 46 he was. And he'll fall back in line right behind the 40. Bud Reidner was saying that he thought he screwed himself. Well, I think Bud's in a pretty good spot right now, riding 6th with 18 laps to go. There is not a lot of time. If we stay green in this race, we'll be done in a blink of an eye. You could blink and miss it.
Lewis in that 9 machine right on the tail of Hubred. He takes it down through turn 3. It'll be 16 laps to go right now at the stripe. A little tap coming out of turn 4, letting him know he's there, but I'm pretty sure that Cody's very well aware of that.
Yeah, I'm about to say his mirror is full of him, and with 17, soon to be 16 laps to go, there's no way he isn't aware. Remember, first tap's the high I'm here, second one's the warning, and the third one's the spin. Cody's got to either step on it or move over because I don't think the 9's going to wait up much long.
9 to the inside. He's got the chance right now down to the fender. He'll go to the door. He'll get it down to turn 3. Easy side by side. Trying to make the pass. The 62 trying to follow him, but unfortunately goes up the track hard. Dives it down through turn 1. Caution right now.
Maybe the 26. No, the 138.
The guy that got his lap back, unfortunately, that was involved in it earlier. Well,
Yep.
He's back at it again. Ryan Johnson in that 138 machine, able to gather it back up, get the caution going. This will bring us out to the Touch of Class Auto Body 10th caution of the night. We're working in the double digits.
Trevor Gaffern got into him, and that's a result, again, good, hard, short track racing towards the end of the race. That's a result of that.
With that being...
and that 47 has got to watch it. That's the second crash tonight, and the first one was a pretty big one.
With that being said, we have ourselves a new leader. Jackson Lewis in that number 9 machine, using that bumper, trying to get up there, and he finally got around the 20 when he had the opportunity. The 20 actually with older tires, I believe, than the 9, and he just slipped it to the top side of the track going down the backstretch, opened the door, and Lewis just took it right through there with that number 9 machine. Now, we were talking earlier about the 40 of Bud Reidner. He's going to restart in the outside of the third row. He was one position back in the fourth row inside last time. Him and the 13 were battling pretty hard. We're going to have what looks to be a 10-lap shootout. I know we had 20, but nope. We've had so many cautions this evening. We're still down to double digits, though, to end this race.
Yeah, and, here's one thing. Jackson was probably hoping we'd go green to the end because what with this caution, that's going to give the 20 a pretty good shot at this restart and a pretty good shot to take that lead back.
I do not believe there's green-white checkers involved in this race. I do not see it on the info page.
So the first flag after 5 to go will end it.
Seems to be the case here. Still live, wondering if it seems to be 2 to go at this point. We're going to see some tempers flare now, Matt. I'll tell you, keep an eye on everybody up front, the whole six-pack. I think everybody's going to try to get it down to every corner they can. This is the time. There is no more waiting. You have to go after that checkered flag.
Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting to watch. And 10 laps to go here tonight. And it'll be 9 at the stripe unless they have to call it for, scoring and getting extra lap in, which I think they're going to be very unwilling to do. So hopefully everyone gets bunched up as quickly as possible.
Everybody right now sit back in their seats because, well, it ain't going to happen. I think everybody's going to be in the edge.
This is going to be a show.
Everybody get on the edge, I should say. With that being said, I'm going to take one deep breath here as they come down through turn 3, lining them up. Watching that number 9 of Jackson Lewis. Here we go. Pace car's off. He is on the loud pedal. Pulls at least 2 car lengths out ahead of the 20. The same time the 62 to the inside.
And look at that. 62's got a shot at it. The 20 car gets shuffled way out of the line. Look at the 40 got thrown back, or the 4D I think it actually is. But the 9, Jackson Lewis, has got the best lead. 8 laps to go.
Dustin Shepard in the 69 takes over the top 3 spot, able to take over by the 20 of Cody Hubrid. At the same time, the 46 is on his bumper for that top 5 spot. Jackson Lewis way out front with a challenge from Steenberger down the front stretch. They'll come. 6 laps to go, actually 7 at this point.
7 to go. And can Dustin Shepard, he won last season's championship. He won last week. We're 2 weeks into this season. Can he win 2 weeks in a row?
Looks like he's losing ground to the second place car, the 62. Right now, 6 laps to go. Around the turn 2 they come. At least 5 car lengths separate the top 2 and 3, but 1 and 2 only 1 length apart.
Yeah, right now 5 to go, and it is all Jackson Lewis. And the 62 got into the wall there, and we got a slow car on the bottom. This is going to make things crazy. The 138 trying to merge back into traffic. He's going to have to be very careful about how he does that. But right now, Jackson Lewis to the tune of about 2 car lengths with 4 laps to go. It is all Lewis. He's got a great run through these corners. Looks like he's actually running the line the 62 was running earlier. 20 dives it in deep. Not going to be enough for even third. 3, count them, 3 to go.
Jeff Steenbergen takes and uses that concrete metal brake to the outside here about 2 laps to go. That slowed him down, but did not get his hopes up to get back up. He's now 2 car lengths from the top position of Jackson Lewis in that 9, able to gain over the 69 of Shepard behind him. I do not believe Shepard's going to hold this off to get a win out of here tonight. 2 laps to go at the line.
Yeah, Jackson Lewis has just got too much speed right now. We got a crash. We got a crash behind him. I saw it, and there's a yellow. Jackson Lewis might very well win this race if there's no green-white checkers.
There is green-white checkers. I'm seeing it on my screen. Only 1 attempt right now tonight.
So Jackson Lewis will have to do it again. And here's the problem. Dustin Shepard, winner last week, winner of the championship, is going to be right behind him trying to take that lead.
Yep, and the 20 of Cody Hubert, who is going to find me and kill me for butchering his name so badly tonight. But regardless, restarting on the outside of the second row, when things get back underway, he wants it in the worst way like everybody else up front does. He got shuffled back on that restart, able to gain back up 2 positions, though, to get it back to the 4th place spot.
I'm going to be honest.
I'm
going to be honest and say I don't think that 20 is going to be a factor. I hate to say that because he's had such a good race. But he's going to have to get by the 62 and the 69 and only have 2 laps to do it at such a short track. Unless there's a crash, I got to say I don't see him being too big of a factor, unfortunately.
Our lucky dog of the number 12 of Charlie Bragg goes to the outside. This is under our number 11th caution of the Touch of Class Auto Body Cautions tonight. We're going to have 1 killer green-white checkered here, Matt. It's going to be awful fun to watch.
That it will be. And unfortunately, it looks like the server's doing its blinking game for a little bit.
I'm good here. You sound okay on your end. We'll kind of keep our fingers crossed. I don't see any blinking here. We're only going to have a couple laps to go.
And it did it for a quick second on my screen. Wasn't too bad, just for a moment.
Here's what we got, people. Earlier we were live. We were in a different server, and unfortunately everybody's connection kind of failed. So the server had an issue. We relined back up. And obviously we have a nice solid connection now, but there has been a few flaws here and there, as you just heard from Matt. Of course, broadcasting and recording and all that good stuff, it still catches everything that we see. Right now I see solid cars on my screen. Everybody else seems to be holding their position. So hopefully we get through these green-white checkered and to the end.
I got a feeling we're going to get that 1 to go right here, that signal. That's what these drivers want to see.
Everybody's itching right now. Their anxiety is high, ready to take and get it to the front. A lot of bumps on these cars out there, but again, hopefully this is 1 to go. We'll take a look here as the pace car comes down to the start-finish line. Looks to be doubling up behind him. Pace car lights will be off as we go down to the front. Turned 1 and 2.
I'll tell you what, I'm not even racing, and I got my leg twitching. I'm excited for this finish.
My eye right now, since my guy dropped out, is on that 69 of Dustin Shepard. Winner last week. He has got the point right now. Try to take and get down behind Lewis. If he can get underneath him in 2 laps, he's going to have this victory.
Well, I'll get you with the green here, and we'll see how it all plays out. I got a feeling the 62 might make something happen. They might all wad up and wreck in turn 1. Here's the green. They all scatter down into 1 and 2, second to last time tonight. Jackson Lewis has the lead. There's contact between him and the 62. Coming onto the backstretch now, single file as they run into 3 and 4. Final lap of the race presented by Over the Top Paints and Designs.
Steenbergen had a killer run all up to the turn 2. He'll go down behind him in turn 1 and 2. Way to the bottom Lewis goes this time down the backstretch. Holding him off, but up the track he goes. He opens the door down low. The 62 tries it. Gets to the back corner. They touch twice. He tries to move him out of turn 4, and the number 9 Lewis will take the win
Not going to
tonight.
be enough. Jackson Lewis, Sternberger. I can't pronounce that name. I'm sorry. I almost said steamroller.
He is going to find you as close as Hubert is going to find me, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sorry there, Jeff. I'm really sorry.
That's all right. What a killer race at the end. Green-white checker, very successful.
Dustin Shepard, Cody Hubert. Vernon Woodard, J.P. Panua, Beckard, Reinhard, Kaczynski, Gaffern, Matthias, Brown, Stone, Cross, Bragg, Gainforth, LaPonte, Calder, Smith, McNeese, Martin, Johnston, Womack, Whitford, Curtis, Taylor, Knowles, Eschen, Heathcote, 18 car, Herridge, Todd rounds out your field. I'm sorry. Look, I've already got one guy that's going to be after me. I don't need the second.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, well, let's get Jackson Lewis up here. I'll let you talk to him. I'll let you get the interview with our race winner.
5 Stars Realty Group LLC night here at the Speedway. Our winner tonight in the number 9 machine, Jackson Lewis. Buddy, you fought your rear end off and then some to take this victory tonight.
Yeah, I'd say so. That took a lot of work.
I think he's still breathing heavy over there, Matt, from what I'm hearing. Dude, I'm going to tell you what, the last couple laps at green-white checkered, I had my stipulation of the 69 of Dustin Shepard able to get to you, but I'm telling you what, Steenbergen, who had a killer jump on that outside line at that last restart, I thought he was going to get you as well after I seen the restart. What'd you think?
I sure thought that, it was going to be pretty close there. I don't know. I mean, the outside line really hadn't been working all night, so I figured I was pretty good no matter what, but I just had to make sure that he wasn't going to be able to get a good enough jump to clear me. But, I mean, he did what he had to do and tried to time it perfectly, but I knew he was going to try something, so I just didn't go until I really felt like I wanted to go, and I just didn't want to go quite yet.
Well, Jackson Lewis, you're in the spotlight right now. Anybody here you want to thank this evening? You got a couple of sponsors on that car?
Yeah, I gotta thank hashtag Team Pay the Bills and all the boys out there. They're pretty big help with all this stuff.
Pretty killer run this evening by that number 9 machine of Jackson Lewis here at Langley Speedway, our feature winner this evening.
All right.
Thank you.
And next up on the interview block, it is, we're going to go with Jeff S. Jeff, how do I pronounce your last name, by the way?
Steenbergen.
Steenbergen. Okay, thank you. Anyway, you had a great run, man. I had you down to win this race. You came so close there at the end. If you had a few more laps, did you think you might have had a shot at it?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would have had a shot. I mean, the longer we went, the better I was. The car came in really good once the tires got warmed up. I was going to throw something on there at the end, but I didn't want to take a chance. I reckon I've had a few DNFs recently. I just wanted a good finish.
Now, how did that car handle for you tonight? Because we saw a few drivers wind up losing a tire. I think we had what do we have, Ray? I think like 3 or 4 drivers that wound up actually cutting down a tire at some point here tonight. Was that in the back of your mind at all? Were you worried about that happening?
No, I was really easy on tires the whole time during practice and during the race. Just kept hitting my marks and stayed nice and smooth and consistent, and the tire wear was really good. I only put 2 tires on 50 laps into this race, and the car was still going strong at the end.
All right. Well, what was your main strategy coming into this race, just out of curiosity? Just that kind of take it easy and see what happens kind of thing?
Yeah, pretty much. I wanted to qualify up front and stay up front all day because I want to get in the middle of the hornet's nest in the pack there. I just stay clean and get a good finish here, and it worked out well.
All right. Well, anyone you want to thank? Sponsors, that kind of good thing?
I think Ultimate Race Cars for giving me another good piece.
All right. Thanks, Talk to us, man. Great job on the finish, and hopefully you'll be in victory lane soon.
All right. Thanks.
All right, last up on the interview block, it is Dustin Shepard, wound up 3rd place here tonight, and I'll let you get that interview with him, right?
Dustin Shepard down here with that 69 machine, beautiful looking National Guard paint job. 3rd place tonight. I hate to say this to you, but my choice was the 4 of Gary Eschlin, and unfortunately it looks like he had an emergency to pull off track, so you were my second pick, especially when you were up there in that second row on the restart. How'd it go at the last 10 laps with you?
Cody raced me clean. Said it was good racing. I was over here sweating. Said most of these guys usually race pretty clean. Sometimes there's incidental contact, but that's part of racing. Every time I got on the high side, I was worried about, on a restart if I couldn't get back in because then I get freight trained. but it all worked out where I could dip to the inside every time.
Oh, I know you were the one holding the wheel there in third spot, but man, we were up here sweating in the booth. It was just, 11 cautions this evening. It don't usually happen. Well, short track racing, but nonetheless, you did a fantastic job bringing it back up through the field. And again, did you actually have a strategy to win tonight, except for just pushing it to the front? I mean, did you try to save your tires? Did you? And actually, there is one more question, technical. Have you had any brake fade from these cars? We're wondering if iRacing has built that into the sim yet.
Not. I feel like I have on road courses with these cars, but on this one, I use such little brake on these cars because they're geared the way they are, and I engine brake and just barely drag the brake to rotate the car in the center.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. With that being said, we've seen a lot of guys glowing those front rotors tonight, almost all the way around the track, almost like they're trail braking the whole place. And we're just kind of curious about that. With that all being said, still congratulations on third place spot. Anybody you want to thank tonight, man?
J&G Hardwood. They always make sure I have all my gear, everything I need to go iRacing. Of course, the National Guard, of course. Other than that, Shut Up and Race for putting on an awesome league, and Philip and Patrick and Justin, they all do a great job keeping everybody straight. And thank you guys for stepping in and broadcasting for us tonight.
Well, it's basically our pleasure. We appreciate you being here in third place, able to take and be interviewed on 5-Star Realty Group LLC here at Langley tonight. Third place, Dustin Shepard in 69.
All right, folks, and this has been the American Sim Network filling in for Extreme Sim TV. And once again, I want to give a shout out to Extreme Sim TV, who regularly covers this series. So if you like what you saw tonight from Shut Up and Race and the Hampton 150 presented by 5-Star Realty Group, I tell you what, go check out Extreme Sim TV. And Matt Johnson puts on an amazing show every week, and he has more good racing like this. Hope everyone enjoyed tonight's race as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you all in the next one.